I'm doing this whole episode without any coffee, so let's see how it goes. Let's talk about grades for the 2019 draft class. Offseason workouts starting today. Mahomes and some news involving Brady, Rodgers, and Allen, and much more. But first, how about those? What's up, everybody? My name is Cole D. Roos, and I do daily news about the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL overall. So if you're new, make sure to hit the sub button, turn notifications on, hit like, all that good stuff, and let's get into this news. Our QB, Patrick Mahomes, and his wife, Brittany, kicked off Easter weekend on the West Coast, taking in some tunes at the annual Coachella Music Festival in Indio, California. The couple shared some photos taken together at the event, and it marks one of the first public appearances the two have made together since they were married last month in Hawaii. Of course, them going here and posting anything at all on social media pretty much ever will draw love, yes, but also hate. But such is the life of somebody with their statuses. You had this crazy lady, for example, tweet out, "Patrick and Brittany are at Coachella and Josh and Brittany are at the Sabres game. Our QBs are not the same." Well, Chiefs Twitter went wild with this one because she's right. They are not the same. One has been to 4 AFC Championship games with 2 Super Bowl appearances, winning one of them is a Super Bowl MVP and also a league MVP, has as many losses in the playoffs as the other has wins in the playoffs, 3. And then the other is Josh Allen. I forgot to mention that Allen is 0-2 against Mahomes when it matters most in the playoffs. And don't get me wrong here, I do like Josh Allen a lot. I think he's hands down a top 5 QB in the NFL and a very class act. But
don't be an idiot, lady.
So yeah, Josh Allen attends a local game, which is sweet, but Mahomes has legit ownership in the actual local KC teams. Part owner of Sporting KC, the Royals, and his wife is part of the ownership group for the KC Current as well. And apparently at this game, Josh Allen got a standing ovation, and rumor has it the standing ovation lasted approximately 13 seconds. Too soon? Maybe. I don't know. But this is why sometimes it's best just to stay off Twitter and just leave people be. Mahomes is great. Allen is great. They're both awesome people. So, hey, leave them alone and I won't breathe down your neck like this. But hey, since we are on the subject of Patrick Mahomes, here's a couple cool facts for you that I've seen recently floating around Twitter and all that good stuff. Mahomes is 26 years old and has the same number of playoff wins as Dan Marino and Eli Manning, and that is insane if to even think about that. Then here, the most playoff wins since 2013. Tom Brady has 17, Mahomes has 8, Rodgers has 6, Garoppolo 5, Russell Wilson 5, Nick Foles 4. And the wildest thing about this is that Mahomes didn't even start until 2018. And these guys all had a 5-year head start. Maybe not Foles. I don't even know how many years he's been a starter. But obviously Brady is out there with an unrealistic amount. He's on a mountain of his own. But Mahomes having 8 while playing 5 years less than some of these guys is pretty freaking impressive, if you ask me. And here's another one. Just 2 of the top 35 QBs drafted in the first round from 2005 to 2017 are still on the team that drafted them. Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, you could extend that stat to 2018 and it wouldn't be only these 2 guys, but it's still crazy to think about, and we are truly lucky to have Mahomes at the helm. There is no doubt about it. And speaking of Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, even Josh Allen, Tom Brady sent out a cryptic tweet yesterday. It was a short and simple tweet with an eyeball emoji tagging 3 other QBs in the post: Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. And I saw the tweet yesterday and was trying to figure it out. I was like, it's Easter. What is going on? I mean, for all I know, it meant absolutely nothing, but Brady is pretty methodical on social media typically, so I figured it had to mean something. And after doing a bit of digging, it could be, according to Jeremy White, a radio host, news that Josh Allen is playing in the next version of The Match soon. He says, "I've heard it's against Mahomes on June 12th. Well, The Match is a friendly golf match that features prominent NFL players and golfers. This year's version will be the 6th after there were 2 matches in 2021. So yeah, I don't watch golf at all. Literally never. No thanks. But if Josh Allen and Mahomes were to play against each other, I would watch every second of that. I just think it would be a lot of fun. And then Charles Goldman with Chiefs Wire recently graded the 2019 Chiefs draft class based on their performance over the past 3 years. And with the 2022 draft right around the corner, I wanted to dive into this and take a look at it with you all, because sometimes we don't know how a draft pick is really going to pan out until you look back a few years later after the fact. Okay, so we didn't have a first round pick that year. We used it to trade for Frank Clark from the Seahawks, but they still managed to grab some contributors who helped them en route to a Super Bowl win, Super Bowl 54, adding some players out of pure need while other players were added with an eye toward the future. The 2019 draft class was Brett Veach's second draft class as GM of the Chiefs, and it was definitely better than the first one, okay? As of today, only one player out of the 6 picks made in this draft has moved on to play for another team, and it was a player at the least valuable position. So first up, we have wide receiver Mecole Hardman in the second round. Many felt that the move to trade up and select Mecole was reactionary due to the child abuse allegations against Tyreek Hill. Team representatives have denied that had anything to do with the pick, but his role after a few seasons might say otherwise. When Hill missed time due to injury in 2019, Hardman often mimicked his role within the offense. He has racked up 1,791 yards as basically wide receiver 4. Remember, he was behind Hill, Kelsey, Watkins, and at times even Pringle, but has also been a valuable punt and kick returner and has a real chance to prove what he can do in 2022 with Hill gone. With that being said, though, he gives Hardman an overall grade of a C+, with the reason being other players like DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, and Deontay Johnson were selected after Hardman, which makes it exceedingly hard to give this pick a high grade. From there, he grades Juan Thornhill a B. As a rookie, Thornhill was dynamic. He had a case to be the best rookie that season, but his knee injury was a significant setback. Its impact was still felt last season as well. He tore his ACL in Week 17 against the Chargers that year, which kept him out of the playoffs and sidelined for Super Bowl 54, and he hasn't quite looked the same since his injury, though his snap count is creeping back up and he seems to be coming back around. There is still room for improvement, though, as he enters his contract year this season. Next up is third round pick DT Colin Saunders. Out of all the players still on the team from this draft class, he's appeared in the fewest games at 22 and has had the fewest starts with 5. He has dealt with some injuries, but at the same time has shown some flashes of production when healthy. Charles gives Colin a C grade, average. Not too great, not too bad. I don't know. Let's move on to his highest graded player in this draft, which is 6th round pick cornerback Rashad Fenton, the freaking baller himself. He has far exceeded his draft slot in the NFL, appearing in 12 games as a rookie, then appeared in all 16 regular games in 2020, even notching 3 starts in place of Shavarius Ward, and even recorded a pick 6 during the AFC Championship game against the Bills that season. 2021, he did deal with some injuries and COVID, but still started 8 games and will more than likely be a starter in 2022 as well. Yeah, it is hard to do much better than that as a 6th round pick, and so that earns him an A+ grade from Charles. Next up is running back Darwin Thompson, and let's just cut straight to it. He gives him a D+. That's the worst grade of the 2019 draft class, as Thompson didn't really meet expectations and was eventually waived from the team prior to the 2021 season. He did join back with our practice squad after a short stint with the Bucs practice squad, but we did not retain him. And then last but not least, we have 7th round pick offensive guard Nick Allegretti, big man touchdown himself. He developed into a key backup for the Chiefs on the interior O-line. He's appeared in 40 career regular season games, has contributed as an extra run blocker, and scored, again, his first TD on a trick play last season, which I coined and everybody else too, big man touchdown. That's what I say every time I see his name. So yeah, Charles grades him with an A grade overall, saying it's hard to ask much more from a 7th round draft pick, especially an offensive lineman. So to recap, Mecole Hardman was a C+, Juan Thornhill was a B, Colin Saunders was a C, Rashad Fenton was an A+, Darwin Thompson was a D+, and Nick Allegretti was an A. Do you agree with these grades? If so, let me know in the comments down below. And if you don't agree, which ones are they and what would you grade them? Let me know. I'm curious to hear your thoughts there. Charles did a pretty good job here. If you haven't checked out Chiefs Wire, make sure you do. They're some of my favorites to reference for news for my videos. Charles is a class act and I would consider him somewhat of a friend that I've made over the past few months. So yeah, check him out. Okay, let's talk about the AFC West and QB contracts for a minute here by diving into an article from Arrowhead Report by Connor Christofferson. We recently got news of Derek Carr signing a 3-year, $121 million extension that adds on to the year remaining on his contract, which is around $20 million. The money is a bit eye-popping for a quarterback who has been at best a fringe top 10 quarterback over his career. However, the contract details are fascinating. Once you break everything down, Carr is on a 2-year deal with 2 option years. With this new contract, the Raiders are not committing to him for 4 years. They could cut him in 2024 for around $11 million in dead cap and make around $30 million in salary cap space. A great deal for the Raiders, really, which this makes a lot more sense because at first I was absolutely freaking shell-shocked about his deal. A 3-year, $121 million extension seems like a lot on the surface, but over half of that new money is completely unprotected and easy for the Raiders to avoid. With this contract, the Raiders keep Carr for another year, and they have team control for a few more if Carr in the new Josh McDaniels offense looks better than how he has played up until now. But, I mean, Carr does have a no-trade clause, so it's not like he can just get sent wherever the wind blows, you know what I mean? But in a way, Carr's contract is a lot like that of Patrick Mahomes. The innate flexibility in Carr's contract is not the same as Mahomes' contract, but both deals are team-friendly. So yeah, I'm not going to dig into Mahomes' contract. I've done that several times, but you do have an interesting case over here in LA with the Chargers. They have the greatest advantage in the NFL, one that the Chiefs enjoyed just a few years ago. They have an elite quarterback, Justin Herbert, on a rookie contract. He's only costing $7.2 million against the Chargers cap this year. The number is going to be 8.4 in 2023 and in 2024. And they can also exercise Herbert's 5th-year option. Frankly, the Chargers have the best quarterback situation when you combine player and contract in the NFL, but they won't have that luxury for long. With the salary cap expected to absolutely explode next year and Herbert playing like a top 5 QB, he will break the bank in a way the NFL has not yet seen. But until that extension kicks in, the Chargers do have a built-in advantage here. Let's look at the Broncos real quick. In 2019, Russell Wilson signed a 4-year, $140 million contract extension with the Seahawks, and now 3 years later, he's looking to cash in again. He only counts against the Broncos' salary cap at $24 million this year and $27 million next year. And while Wilson is not young, the Broncos are in a similar situation as the Chargers, and the fact that if they wait to extend Wilson, it could get costly and fast. So, will Denver elect to extend Wilson without him playing it down? Or will they wait and risk paying much more for him next year? It's a tough situation to balance, and any contract Wilson signs this year will probably be around the $40 million per year range. The Broncos got better at quarterback in doing so, but they now have to pay said quarterback. How the AFC West sits right now at QB is something to behold. The 4 signal callers in the division are probably all top 12 QBs, and it is incredibly rare to see that kind of talent at the game's most important position in one division. Hopefully you guys are as excited as I am for this next season. It's going to be an absolute shootout in my opinion. And then, are you ready for some voluntary off-season workouts? That's right, today marks the beginning of the offseason program for 13 NFL clubs. You have the Ravens, Panthers, Cowboys, Packers, Colts, Chiefs, Chargers, Rams, Patriots, Jets, Steelers, Titans, and Commanders. They all kick off their offseason program workouts today. 7 more begin tomorrow, and 10 teams that have new head coaches, they've already gotten started on their programs within the past 2 weeks. And it's important to reiterate that this phase is voluntary and players are not required to attend. Not until mandatory minicamps in June will veterans be mandated to show up for the workouts. All 32 teams are entitled to a 9-week voluntary offseason program, and it begins with Phase 1, which covers the first 2 weeks with activities limited to meetings, strength and conditioning, and physical rehab only. So there won't be actual football on the field, but teams will begin installing their playbooks and covering ground in meetings. For instance, Patrick Mahomes can start meeting with his new wideout room to work on the plan for replacing Tyreek Hill, as if they haven't already, probably in some limited capacity. You know, they've already been training together this offseason. Or Christian McCaffrey will get to test his fitness after missing the end of the season with his latest injury. And it's also worth noting second-round picks that include wide receivers Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown, and Terry McLaurin are not expected to participate in their team's on-field off-season programs because they want new contracts at a time this off-season when wide receivers deals have absolutely blown the roof off. So yeah, there is that. I mean, the workouts are voluntary, so I guess this helps state their case. I don't know, it's a bit odd to me, but hey, I'm here in my basement making videos while they're out there playing football making millions of dollars. So do your thing, gents. If you think it's going to help you make more, go for it. Hats off to you. Make sure to sub for more daily news like this and check out this video here from the previous day's news in case you missed it. And until next time, let's go. How about those